G'day guys, how are we all? Hope we're all doing well. Pick some locks and you know it. Don't forget to even hashtag that shit. Keep it bloody legal. So, quite a while ago, last year, bought a lock. There was actually 3 of us here in Australia. I know of that actually bought these roughly around the same time frame. One of them got them beforehand, 2 of us got them afterwards. Off of eBay, I paid $30 for mine, with shipping and everything. They're already here in Australia, and it is an unpickable lock. And these locks have been around for quite a while, and they are claimed to, their claim is they're unpickable, they're unbeatable. And I'm talking about the Yuema 750, like this one just here, and it comes in a nice little box. Very well presented, beautiful presentation in a way. It says pretty much, if you translate it, forceful attacks, and can't be twisted, it can't be forced, it can't be picked, it can't be cut. It probably can, but I don't want to go damaging a beautiful lock in a way. But I have to admit, for a Chinese lock, and usually when you get Chinese locks, they are absolute garbage, and aren't really worth the time it takes to play around with them or pick them. Except for, which one was it? This one here, little top security Unbound C640, with that trippy keyway, as you can see, in the keys. And me being the 3rd person ever on YouTube to pick one of these. But that's another pretty cool little Chinese lock that you can get. But the Yuema 750 model, and this is it here. It's actually quite a nice bloody lock. For a Chinese lock, the looks of it is bloody beautiful. Very, very attractive lock. It does have a closed shackle. So you think about it, by the time you get some chain in there, it takes up the whole bloody loop. And she is a slider lock as well, so you can see it's got the sliders on the bottom. Goes in and you turn it like that, and the shackle will pop open. So you can't go shimming it, even though it is a locking pull, single-sided locking pull. You can't go shimming it. You can probably cut through this. It's only cast metal. You could probably go cutting through this to get into it, but we don't want to go damaging a beautiful bloody lock. But this is unpickable, and as you know, to pick a lock you need to tension the lock, and I can go with any of these tensioners. I can fit any tensioner into this lock, as you can see by that wide-mouthed look that it gives us. Actually kind of looks like a face. If you look closely at it, she really does look like a face with some buck teeth in there. But in order to be able to push all those sliders and get them to the correct designation, you need to be able to tension it, but you can't tension this lock at all. She will just continue to turn the core no matter what you try. You can even have a tensioner that goes the whole length of the keyway right to the back and still can't tension the lock. There is no way to tension this at all. So there is no way to defeat it without the original key. Because you need to be able to push all the sliders to their correct heights, or the correct depths, I should say. Push them all out to the correct, or inwards to the correct positionings, because there is a locking bar that sits in above the top that connects the core with the actual actuator at the back just here. So you need to be able to push all of them to the correct designation in order for that locking pull, the locking bar that sits in the sidebar, to drop down and then create one complete unit with the core and the actuator to be able to turn it to get the open. So, you cannot defeat it unless you actually use the original keys, and I have the original key to actually open it. And I've tried everything. I've tried magnets. I've got the magneto. I've also got another one here. Little tip: don't go holding the two magnets together. Seeing how close you can get them, because they will literally trap your thumb in between and take a chunk out of your thumb. But this isn't the magneto. This is another one. It's a bit more powerful than the magneto. Rare earth magnet. And I've tried using it, I want to be really careful here, like this, to try and pull down on the locking bar to try and tension the lock. I've tried every configuration you can think of to try and pull that sidebar down in order to get the two to connect, but it will not work. So it left me dead, and I cannot think of a way to defeat it by picking it or without using the original key. But then it popped into my head, we have another method of opening locks that kind of uses the original key, but you only need to hold on to that original key for a second or two, just enough time to actually cast the key. So that is what I did. I grabbed one of the keys, I put it into a cast box, and as you've all seen me do before, and it took 2 of the normal keys worth of metal, but I ended up casting a key, and it didn't turn out too bad, I have to admit. So it's one of those things. Is it using the original key? Yes, in a way, but no as well. It's, you know, it's a... I'll leave it up to you. To me, it's using the original key still, so technically it's not picking it, because you're actually using a key, and it's not really bypassing or anything like that. To me, it's not actually defeating the undefeatable lock, the un-pickable lock. But, you know, if you can get hands on the key for a split second, just enough time to make an impression of it, or the negative, and then cast one. And you have to be very, very careful when you do the cast for these, just because of the design of the key. I've done it, I tried it once before, just once on a whim, and I made it way too thin, and it never bloody worked. So you have to be very, very careful, but you can actually cast it like I did, and it takes a little bit of jiggling to get it to fit in, but she is a really tight fit in there. And then being very careful, because I can already feel it starting to drag. Trying to be very careful not to break the key, but you get an open. So to me, it's still using the original bloody key, and it's not really defeating it, the un-pickable, undefeatable lock. The other thing is, you can see down in there, we have a little spring-loaded pedal like that, and if you push him down, hopefully you'll be able to see in there, you can see that locking pull that sticks out on it. So then when you actually put the key in and you turn, that's what pushes your shackle up to pop the shackle out. But, you know, I actually quite like this lock. I've had a bit of fun, and no, I have not worked out a way to bloody pick it. The only way I can actually get it to open is by casting a key, and defeating the lock that way. To me, it's not really defeating it. You just made a copy of the original key, but it's not the original key. But yeah, anyway, that's all I've got today. I've just been playing around with this, and thought I'd bloody show you the cast job, and the actual, quite an interesting lock, which does sit very nicely in my collection. I absolutely love this thing, and tell everyone it's an un-pickable lock. So, you know, that is one way to defeat it, by using the casting method if you can get your hands on the keys. But you have to admit, she really is quite an attractive lock. For a Chinese lock, and for a mechanism like this, it's absolutely fantastic. I'd love to actually see mechanisms like this in some of the more beefier, higher security padlock bodies. That would be absolutely fantastic to actually see, rather than in a cast, beautiful but cast body like this one, which could easily be cut. It would be nice to see, you know, for instance, the marine grade Lockwoods or the big Lockwood monoblock padlocks. You know, if you had a core like that in it that you can't actually tension the pick, that'd be one high security body lock. So anyway, that's today's video. Let me know in the comments below, do you think casting a copy of the key is actually defeating the lock? It's not picking it, but it's another method of entry. Now I'm going to have fun and mount that key back down again. But anyway, as always follow the codes, keep Locksport legal. You know it, don't do anything bloody stupid. Don't forget to come and join us on Discord, the Extraordinary League of Pickers. The link's in the description down below. Don't forget, if you want to get your hands on some bloody Doubt merch, you can get it at Teespring. There's a link to it in the description down below. I actually found, or I got a notification the other day, I can actually get face masks made up with Doubt logos on them. I'm not going to, it's just bloody silly, but they're there. Actually, if you're interested in that and you would like to see it, let me know. I might actually look into it, to doing it. And yeah, what else is there? Don't forget to look for great equipment at very affordable and competitive prices. Don't forget to check out locksmithtoolbox.com. They're an awesome Australian company, and as you know, that's where I get most of my lockpicking equipment from. Don't forget, if you want to get in contact with me, you can contact me through any of the social medias. I'm on pretty much all of them, on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, where I put up post photos of what's going on in the background, all the fun shit that happens around here, pretty much. Don't forget, if you want to get in contact with me, through them, or email me at darkheartslockpicking@gmail.com, and I'll get back to you. If you like what you see, don't forget to give it a bloody thumbs up. Really do appreciate it. And until next time, cheers, guys.